Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings from our 1-0 win against Watford in the FA Cup third round. So Dean Henderson, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Dean Henderson made some fine saves in the game. But unfortunately, he injured Eric Bailly, and like I mentioned on my match reaction, he did have some erratic moments. And like I said, I think at some point that Dean Henderson will become our number one goalkeeper. He has now got that experience behind him. Don't forget, he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. He also had a loan spell with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury before. We got Dean Henderson at the age of 14, so he has been part of the club for several years. And was it during the summer, he signed a 6-year contract with Manchester United. Dean Henderson also started the game against Manchester City in the EFL Cup semi-final, and that was his Old Trafford career debut, and I thought he did well in that game. He made some good saves. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for him. Brandon Williams, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I don't think he got forward enough. He looked isolated. And he didn't get in Watford's half too much. It was Brandon Williams' first start for Man United since our 3-0 win against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. I'm actually surprised we went with him at right back. There's obviously rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan in this January transfer window. Shields Gazette recently said that Newcastle have agreed a deal in principle to get Williams on loan. I think it said a 6-month loan, but also Southampton want him on loan. But yeah, he seldom plays now. Played quite a lot of games last season, but that's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. Don't forget, at the start of this season, we give him that number 33 shirt. And before the start of this season, he signed a 4-year contract with Man United. So yeah, just a 5 out of 10 for him. Axel Tuanzebe, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he enjoyed a good game. He looks very solid alongside Eric Bailly, and also looks very solid alongside Harry Maguire when he came on. Axel Tuanzebe made a crucial goal line clearance. Yeah, so he's enjoyed quite a few good games when he has been playing, which obviously hasn't been very often. Eric Bailly, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Eric Bailly defended well. But the bad news is he came off with injury. Solskjaer's provided us with an update on Eric Bailly. He said that he needs to require further assessment to his suspected neck injury. I think it is a neck injury. At the first, I thought it was a head injury. Bailly is a good centre-half. My only element of concern about him is too injury prone. But since he started playing again, he has done well. Alex Telles, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. You know, Alex Telles showed good attacking intent. He got into some good positions. He put some good crosses into the box. He also got the assist for him at Tominway's goal, and he did create quite a lot of chances. Alex Telles has enjoyed a pretty good start to his Manchester United career. Now, Donny van der Beek, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. I thought he was superb. His composure was good. His passing was very, very good. And he was everywhere, was Donny van der Beek. You can probably say that's his best game so far in a Manchester United shirt. Now, Solskjaer has said that he doesn't want to let Donny van der Beek leave the football club. Don't forget, Solskjaer insists that he has a bright future at Manchester United, and he tips Donny van der Beek to emulate Fred and Lindelof by succeeding at Manchester United. Now, don't forget, Ronald de Boer urged Donny van der Beek to leave in this January transfer window to boost his chances for the Euros. Now, like I said, Donny van der Beek seldom starts in the Premier League. He's only started 2 games in the league, and that was against West Ham and Southampton. We did get Donny van der Beek in a deal worth £40 million. We paid £35 million up front for him, and there was £5 million in add-ons. He can play in like 3 different roles. At Ajax, he was predominantly a box-to-box midfielder. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Scott McTominay obviously scored the goal in the 5th minute. It was a very, very good header as well. And he was the captain. Obviously, the captain's armband got given to Harry Maguire though when he came on. So I told you, didn't I? McTominay can be really, really good when he wants to be. Certainly the best game he's enjoyed in a Man United shirt was a 6-2 win against Leeds, because he scored twice in that game and he also got an assist. Solskjaer's hailed Scott McTominay. He said he's a monster of being a human. And just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. Now, Jesse Lingard, he didn't enjoy the best of games. I don't think he was bad. I'll give him a 6 out of 10 because I thought at times in the game his movement was good and he made some good touches. Jesse Lingard seldom now plays for Man United because he has lost his place in the team. There's obviously rumours of him leaving Man United in this January transfer window. Jesse Lingard was playing in that number 10. Now, Daniel James, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Like I mentioned on my match reaction yesterday night, I thought he had a good start to the game. He was good in like the first 5 or 10 minutes, made some good runs and had some chances. But after that, he just fizzled away, did Daniel James. And as you all know, Daniel James has lost his place in the team, and there's obviously rumours of him going out on loan. I think West Brom have been interested in getting him on loan, and Leeds United have been in for him for a while. We got Daniel James in a deal worth £18 million from Swansea back in June 2019. So 5 out of 10 for him. Juan Mata. Now, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think he was brilliant, but he weren't really, really bad. There was a flick that I made, I think, in the first half that obviously could have led to a goal. Juan Mata doesn't play a lot now, but the games he has played in this season, he's done quite well. Juan Mata could leave Man United in the summer. I don't think he'll leave in this January transfer window. Juan Mata's had a good career at Man United. He's enjoyed over 6 years now at the club. He's scored, 50 goals for Man United in all competitions, and he's made over 200 appearances in all competitions. We got Juan Mata in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. Don't forget, earlier on this season, he rejected an 18 million year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. And Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. Again, struggled to make an impact in the game. But you can say that Mason Greenwood didn't really get a lot of service in the game. Obviously, he was playing up top. Mason Greenwood hadn't really played a lot recently, has he? Don't forget, earlier on in the season, he had personal issues. At one point he was out with injury, and at one point he had illness, but Ollie's been defending Mason Greenwood a lot this season. This is his second season in our senior squad. And at the start of this season, we give him that number 11 shirt. So yeah, just a 4 out of 10 for him. Like I said, Solskjaer brought some substitutions on in the game. We saw Anthony Martial come on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Marcus Rashford, he came on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Nemanja Matic, he also came on in the game as well. Going to give him a 6 out of 10. And Harry Maguire, he came on for the injured Eric Bailly, and I'm going to give Harry Maguire a 7 out of 10. He made an impact when he came on. So that is your player ratings from our 1-0 win against Watford. You can say, why didn't Solskjaer bring Odion Ighalo on? Because Solskjaer did actually say prior to the game that Odion Ighalo would have been involved. So yeah, he didn't reunite with his former club. I'm expecting Odion Ighalo to leave the club anyway at some point in this January transfer window. His loan expires at the end of this month. The main explanation we got Odion Ighalo in January last year on deadline day was to obviously get a cover up for Marcus Rashford. To Ighalo's credit though, he was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup last season. But like I said on match reaction, it weren't the best of performances by Man United. I've probably got to say it was a poor performance. You know, we started the game well in the first 15-20 minutes. You know, we kept the ball well, we passed the ball well, the energy levels were there, we defended well, you know, we had chances. And then after the first 20 minutes, you can say we was there for the taking. You know, Watford certainly had good periods in the game. You know, they had quite a lot of shots. Their best chance was from Massina when Axel Tuanzebe cleared it off the line. I thought Gray and Ismail Assar also looked dangerous for Watford at times. Don't forget, Watford have got quite a few injuries. Obviously, they've got Craig Cathcart out injured. They've also got Success injured. They've got Quinia injured. They've got Kerbisel injured. They've got Dele Bashiru injured. He's out, I think, until June this year. So he's a long-term absent. Troy Deeney wasn't involved in the game, by the way. I actually don't know why. James Garner, obviously, he wasn't involved because it did say that he was prevented from playing against his parent club because of the FA rules. Watford got James Garner from us on loan. You know, Solskjaer gave his perception on the game, and he said, you know, he's delighted that we are through to the fourth round of the FA Cup, and he mentioned that we did start the game brightly. And then after that, you know, Solskjaer wasn't really happy with the performance. But it's just good to get back to winning ways, because don't forget we suffered that, you know, 2-0 loss to Manchester City in the EFL Cup semi-final. And that was very, very disappointing because I wanted Solskjaer to reach his first final as Manchester United manager. But, City have reached their 4th consecutive League Cup final. 2nd season in a row that they're beating us in the semi-final. And it's our 4th semi-final defeat in a row under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, because obviously we lost 3 semi-finals last season. But yeah, the game yesterday night, Solskjaer made, 9 changes. 6 of the 11 that started, like I mentioned, were academy graduates. But yeah, we rested quite a few players, didn't we, in the game. There was no Bruno Fernandes. There was no David De Gea. There was no Wan-Bissaka. There was no Luke Shaw. There was no Lindelof. There was no Paul Pogba. There was no Fred. So yeah, we rested quite a few players. By the way, Solskjaer has confirmed that Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof and Paul Pogba are injured. Now, I've only just found out that. So, are they now going to be out for the Burnley game on Tuesday? We will have to see. Now, Burnley is a game that we must win on Tuesday. It is our game in hand. We were supposed to be playing Burnley on the opening day of the season, but it obviously got postponed. If we do beat Burnley, we will be top of the Premier League by 3 points. Burnley have done well in recent weeks. There was actually Paul earlier on this season. Their current manager is Sean Dyche, Burnley's. Obviously, they have got quite a few key players. I think like Chris Wood, he's one of their key players. Jay Rodriguez, he's one of their key players. Ashley Barnes, he's one of their key players. James Tarkowski, he's one of their key players. Cork, he's one of their key players. He's one of their key players. Burnley brought around, 4 players in last year? They brought that Anthony Mancini in. They brought Dale Stevens in. They brought Josh Brownhill in, and they brought Will Norris in. Now, the last time we lost at Turf Moor was back in 2009, and that was a goal from Robbie Blake. I think a lot of United fans do remember that. We won this fixture last season at Turf Moor 2-0, but we lost the game at Old Trafford 2-0. That was actually last January. And that was actually Burnley's first win at Old Trafford in 58 years. Now, obviously, after Burnley, it's the big one against Liverpool. If we can beat Liverpool, we will be 6 points clear at the top. So that will obviously give us a cushion. What?
Leeds and Crawley's on at half one.
Is it?
Gina's full of cold.
Is she?
She's got fucking snotty runny nose. She can't hear out of one ear.
Yeah.
She's just texted me and told me. I'm going to get ready and we're going to go up to Bargain Mills and pick them trainers up.
Alright.
Weather's alright, we can go out in the morning if it's like that.
Alright.
We'll go out tomorrow if it's alright.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, Liverpool is going to be a massive game. But there's 3 trophies that we can pursue this season. Like I've already said to you, we can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. But that game against Real Sociedad next month's not going to be easy, because they have actually been doing quite well in the La Liga. It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. Now, I'm not too sure if Solskjaer is the right manager. It's hard to say, isn't it? Certainly earlier on in the season, I was very, very critical of him and I was demanding him out of the football club. But with how good we have been in recent months, my perceptions started to change on Solskjaer, and quite a lot of United fans' perceptions have changed on Solskjaer. Don't get me wrong, there's still some Man United fans that are Ole out. We're all hopeful that he will succeed as Manchester United manager, but you've got to say there's still a few things he's learning on the job. And he has gained some managerial experience reflecting down on his being at the club, because Solskjaer's been Man United manager now for just over 2 years. This is his second full season at Man United, and I did say this season was always going to be a big season for him. And if we won the Premier League title, that would be remarkable. But I'm very, very sceptical we'll win the Premier League title. But I said if we finish in the top 4, the top 3 and we win a trophy, I think that would still represent a very good season for Man United, and that would give us something to build on. You know, we are certainly in this title race. Don't forget, Solskjaer did say that we're not in the title races yet. But he said if we are still challenging at the top come March, he'll start to believe that we are in the title race now. Obviously, if we do win the Premier League, it will be our first Premier League title since 2013, and it will be our 21st title overall. Solskjaer has managed over 100 games as Manchester United manager in all competitions, and he has got a contract with the club until 2022. And I've told you the thing that concerns me about Solskjaer more than all, and that's his decision making, because in a lot of his games at Manchester United he has made mistakes, and that's obviously cost us games. But there again, there's some games where his decision making is very, very good, but it's got to be good persistently. And you can say his substitutions, some of his substitutions against Watford yesterday were naive, because he actually should have brought Odin Igala on, and maybe you can say Martial and Rashford shouldn't have even come on in that game. He didn't really have much choice with bringing Harry Maguire on, because obviously Eric Bailly went off injured, didn't he? And obviously there was no Lindelof because he's out with injury. But I wouldn't say Solskjaer's under pressure now. Like I said to you prior to the Watford game, if we was to be winless in our next 4 or 5 games, then the pressure would be back on him. Now, I certainly think Solskjaer will still be Man United manager at the end of this season. I think he's probably going to be given another season at the club, and if he is, that will be his 3rd full season at Man United. We appointed him in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. Yeah, we did make a mistake by giving the job permanently, but we're giving the job permanently reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. But I think Ole deserves credit as well. At the end of the day, he's now got us to the FA Cup 4th round. Going to be interesting to see who we get in the 4th round draw. I'm hopeful it's a good team. There again, we can't beat the top teams under Solskjaer. That's been proven this season. He's got us joint top of the Premier League table. If we beat Burnley, we'll be top by 3 points. You wouldn't have thought we'd have been joint top of the Premier League in 2021 and at the end of 2020. He's made good signings since he got appointed in as Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million at the club. We've seen a lot of players leave Man United since he got recommended in as well. He did well last season in his first full season. He got us qualification for the Champions League, got us 3rd, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. And, we are unbeaten in our last 10 league games. We've been very, very good away from home this season. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League this season as yet. I said it was a shame we didn't beat Leicester on Boxing Day. Because if we had done that, would have been 11 away wins in a row in the Premier League. We have started to win at Old Trafford more recently. I think we've won about 5 or is it 6 games at Old Trafford in all competitions this season. We've won 4 in the league at Old Trafford. But we've certainly been much better away from home than we have been at Old Trafford. And don't forget, we've been behind in a lot of games away from home this season. Obviously, we are looking to make more signings. I'm hopeful we can make some signings in this January transfer window. This January transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Man United manager. And you can say he's been let down in the transfer window again, well, so far anyway. And Woodward has come out and said that he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Because obviously he hasn't been backed enough in the transfer windows he's enjoyed since he's come in. You know, certainly last summer he wasn't backed enough because Solskjaer showed his frustration towards the board quite a few times. And last summer we missed out on all of his priority targets. But he did say a few times last year that we're not expecting a busy January transfer window. And Woodward came out and said that we will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. But like I say, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. I certainly think Man United need a centre-half. I think Solskjaer has made that his number 1 transfer priority. Obviously, players are going to leave the club in this January transfer window. It said not so long ago that Solskjaer held talks with around 6 players he wants to get rid of in this January transfer window. I think Lingard's going to leave, Jones is going to leave, Rojo's going to leave, Romero's going to leave because he's our 3rd choice goalkeeper. I think Garlo's going to leave. James could go out on loan. I think Williams is going to go out on loan like I mentioned earlier on. You know, the breaking news on Timothy Fosu-Mensah. Solskjaer has confirmed that he is allowed to leave the club in this January transfer window. Timothy Fosu-Mensah has played 30 times for Man United. He's only played, 3 games this season, and the only start came against Crystal Palace. And Timothy Fosu-Mensah recently rejected a 3.5-year deal. The last time I read up about it, said that Marseille and Hertha Berlin were interested in him and they're willing to pay a small fee for him. You know, Fosu-Mensah joined our academy from Ajax back in 2014. He's versatile because he can play as a fullback, a centre-half and a holding midfielder. So you know the breaking news on that. And Ole confirmed as well that Romero and Rojo are free to leave in this January window because their contracts won't be extended. Solskjaer confirmed that in his press conference prior to this game against Watford. So there you go. On my next video, I will be giving you an update on some more transfer news. On my next video, I will be talking about Paul Pogba more, and I'll be talking about Dayot Upamecano from RB Leipzig. But like I say, you know, is Solskjaer the best manager since Sir Alex Ferguson? Putting the stats into circulation, you can say now he is. But overall, since he got appointed in, it's hard to say, isn't it? But he's certainly a much better manager than David Moyes was. Obviously, 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson retired, and that was Moyes. Sacked him after 10 months. Sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning 3 trophies in his first season. But yeah, I'll give you a few of the reasons why it didn't work out under Mourinho. Is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players, such as Martial, Shaw, Rashford and Pogba. And basically the board weren't backing the signings that I wanted to recommend in. And I've been saying, haven't I, that Solskjaer's facing the same problem now. You know, he's not recruiting the players that he wants to get into the football club, is he? But you know, when Solskjaer came in, he knew it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the culture of the club. And you know, when he came in, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood, and he's still inheriting some of the deadwood now, isn't there? So there you go, guys. So anyway, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.